Hey guys, it's Mark with the Ovalrcteam, and typically we feature oval racing on this channel. Every now and then we'll jump off topic and show you something different. And today I'm going to be doing the unboxing of the Team Associated DR10 React drag car. I went to Drag City a few weeks ago, checked out some of the drag racing. You can check that on one of my other videos. Looked like a really good time. I talked with some of the guys and they said you can pick yourself up an RTR from Team Associated, and that's exactly what I did. So let's take a closer look at the box and then we'll get it out of the box and check out the car. So one of the first things you'll notice is how big this box is. It's hard to believe that there's only a 10th scale car inside this box. On the front of the box you have a really cool graphic of the car, and they're calling this car the React. They're spelling that with a K. It's the DR10. DR, I would assume, would stand for drag racing. And on the other side it says DVC, that's Dynamic Vehicle Control. The car has an onboard gyro, that's kind of cool too. On the side of the box it has another picture of the car, and it tells you about some of the features on the car. On the other side of the box it has a nice picture of that low center of gravity chassis, and it shows you the back of the car with them wheelie bars. On the side of the box is where you're going to find your model number, and this is 725. There's also another model available, that's the 725C. The 725, that'll be RTR, which means it'll have your car and your radio ready to run, but you will need a charger and a battery. The 725C will have the charger and the battery. It'll come within the box. If you look on the bottom of the box, we'll see two round seals. You'll need to cut those or lift those off, one on each side. And then you can lift the top right off the box. Look down inside the box, you can see the car, the radio, and the booklet. So we'll take a look down inside the box. We can see the car in there with the booklet. And off to the right side we have our radio. Looks like our radio is being held in with a thick plastic tie. We'll have to cut that plastic tie. I tried lifting the car out. You can't, so I believe we're going to have to take the body off and see if there's a plastic tie we'll have to cut holding in the car. I have a nice heavy duty pair of scissors. We'll go ahead and cut that tie. Lift our radio out. Next we'll lift the book out, set that aside, and we'll remove these four body clips right here. Let's pull those out. We'll lift the body off. And just as I thought, there's one heavy plastic tie on the back and one on the front. We'll cut those ties. Now we can lift the car out of the box. Before we check out the car, let's take the booklet out of the bag. Small information pamphlet regarding your sensorless brushless motor. A bind plug, so just in case your radio would ever become disconnected with your receiver, you can use the bind plug and rebind your radio. Got a nice little bag of tools. You have some Allen wrenches, some wrenches to adjust your tie rods, and looks like you have a lug wrench. Another information booklet regarding your ESC, your electronic speed controller. Instruction manual for your radio. Nice information pamphlet showing you what else you can buy from Team Associated. Very cool sticker sheet for the car. An extra bag of parts. In the extra bag of parts, you have two body posts, some shock spacers, an extra part for your servo. You have two larger wheels for your wheelie bars. And before you use your new DR10, you'll want to take a look inside. The owner's manual has a lot of nice illustrations and some information how to get started. Next we'll take a real good look at the body mounted on the car. Can feel the suspension. Has a real nice stance to it. Remove the plastic on the body. Body shines nice for that plastic. The hood is a flat black, and the rear spoiler or wing is also a flat black. So we take a closer look at the front of the car. We can see how the front of the car is bolted fast to the body, showing you some nice detail of the grille, the headlights, and the license plate underneath. DR10. It's got 2 stickers on each side of the hood scoop. That's 3300 kV, showing you the size of your brushless motor. If you look at the back of the car, we can see there's not a lot of detail. The wing is bolted down to the back of the car. There is some stickers that they use for rear tail lights. License plate DR10, Team Associated sticker on the one side. On the other side you have React AE, and you have your wheelie bars sticking out the back. If you look closely at the side windows, the rear window and the front window, you'll notice that the chrome trim around the windows and the window itself is actually a sticker. It's not painted on the body. And on the rest of the side of the car, you have a rear turn signal light, a door handle sticker, and another sticker up on the front for your right turn signal. The body fits real nice over the chassis. If we push down on the front of the car, we can see that there's plenty of room for the front tires. If we push down on the back of the car, even with those big tires, there's still plenty of room and it doesn't rub the body. If you look up the specs on this car and you look at the body type, it says other, but I really think it looks like a Plymouth GTX. It's got a cool look to it, definitely a muscle car. And now let's check out the chassis. And now we'll go over the chassis. We'll start at the back of the chassis and work our way forward. On the back you have your wheelie bar. You have the smaller wheels on there right now. The wheelie bar is made of plastic and it is adjustable. You can move this up or down into 3 different positions. The gears are changeable and they are located underneath this gear case along with your slipper clutch. Mounted on the back of the chassis is your 3300 kV brushless motor. The car has CVA drive shafts. They're very thin and made of some type of metal. You have aluminum bore shocks, plastic spacers. The shock caps are plastic, and you can't help but to notice the huge drag slick on the back. It is made of a soft rubber. There is some type of foam insert inside the tire, and the tire is glued fast to the plastic rim. So far I'm very impressed. The wires are routed real nicely going to your high power Reedy speed controller. On the end of that you do have a Dean's connector or T-plug. On the other side of the chassis you have a water resistant box for your receiver. You have some Velcro straps for your battery. Just in front of your battery you have your servo, all mounted on a low center of gravity chassis. On the front of the car we have the aluminum shocks with the plastic caps, steel turnbuckles to adjust the camber, and on each side we have a soft rubber front tire, and the rims are made of plastic, and we have a plastic bumper on the front. And I didn't want to forget to show you guys, but you can turn on and off the car with the switch. A couple more things I wanted to touch on that I feel is really important. This car does have DVC, that's dynamic vehicle control. So there is a gyro built into your receiver. So when this car starts to get sideways and get out of control, it's going to automatically correct the front tires for you to keep that car straight. And there is plenty of travel in your steering left to right. One thing I was surprised to see is they have a differential inside this car, and I guess they do that just in case people want to drive this car around if they're not using it for drag racing. But I will be upgrading this car to posi traction, possibly putting a spool inside the rear. And we'll take a look at the bottom side of the car. You can see there's not a lot of adjustments to be made where the shocks mount on the front or the back. 90% of the car is made of plastic and it's very light. If you bought the 725 model, you will need a battery and you will need 4 AA batteries for your transmitter. I have the Reedy 3000 7.4 volt 30C. It's a LiPo battery and it's a shorty pack. We're going to install this in the car. Lift up on the Velcro strap. Slide the battery into place toward the back of the car. Velcro it down into place. My battery has the Dean's connector on, the T-plug. We're going to plug that together. Now we can put the batteries in the transmitter. On the bottom of the transmitter you'll see a door. Flip open the latch. We can install the 4 AA batteries. Reinstall the battery door. Just remember to always turn your transmitter on first. At the back of the transmitter you will see an on-off switch. Go ahead and flip that to on. Next, go ahead and turn on the car. You'll hear it beep twice. A green LED will light up on your ESC and you'll hear the fan running. So I believe it's the same with just about any gyro, but when you turn on the car, you want to make sure that the chassis is sitting flat on the ground. That way the gyro can reset itself. With the car on, now it can shake the back end of the car. You can see the front wheels turning to correct itself. Try to show you a little better here. So when the car gets sliding around, the gyro is actually going to turn the wheels to keep the car straight. Now I'll show you around the 2.4 gigahertz XP120 transmitter. At the back of the transmitter we have an on-off switch. Flipping it to the left will turn the transmitter on. Flipping it to the right will turn it off. We have a steering wheel on the front. Underneath that you have your throttle trigger. Pulling the trigger toward the handle will make it go forward. Pushing it forward we'll put on the brake. Pushing it forward again we'll put it in reverse. And I'll show you what I mean. Now I'll show you around the knobs and the switches. On the bottom you have ST, that stands for steering. And you have a dual rate steering. You can turn that knob all the way down to minimum. When you turn the steering wheel, you got very little steering. If you turn it all the way up to max, then you have full steering. You also have a steering trim knob. You can center up your wheels. That way your car will drive real nice and straight down the track. Right above your steering trim knobs, you have TH, that stands for throttle. On the left-hand side, you have your speed control knob. You can turn it all the way down to minimum. When you're pulling the trigger all the way, you'll notice that your tires barely move. Or you can turn it all the way up to max to get full throttle. On the right-hand side, you have a throttle trim knob. You can turn that left or right to make sure your car has neutral. Right above your throttle trim knob, you have a red LED. That's showing you that your transmitter is on. To the left of that, you have a steering switch. Right now, when you turn the wheel to the left, the tires go to the left. This is a reversing switch. You can switch that over. When you turn the wheel to the left, the wheels will actually go to the right. You have a throttle switch also. So right now, when you pull the trigger back to the handle, it'll go forward. You can switch this switch, and then pulling the trigger back will actually make the car go in reverse. One last thing I wanted to show you. If you look down on your ESC, you'll see a green LED light. When you're adjusting your throttle trim knob, you'll notice that the green LED light will go out. And that's telling you that you're no longer in neutral. So adjust that, so that way your green LED light comes on, and then you're ready to go. So we have our car and transmitter all set up. Let's take it outside and see how fast it is. All right, getting ready for the test here. We'll go ahead and turn the radio on. And then we'll turn the car on. Check our steering. We'll just do a test. Got our steering dialed in nice and straight. Do a little burnout. Not bad. Seems a little slow. We got the 2S battery in there. I don't have a 3S battery to try it on. And it is a little chilly out today. Not sure if we're getting enough traction or not. I got the stock gearing in. There we go. That's cool. I got the wheelie bars lifted all the way up. Stood the front tires up. Look pretty cool. That's pretty cool for a stock car. All right, we'll do a little distance here. That's wide open. And we'll go way down to the end of the alley here. Turn around. It's a pretty good distance. Car tracks real nice. Do a little handling test here for you guys. You can see the suspension working. Car has no problem turning at all. So I hope you guys enjoyed the unboxing of the new Team Associated DR10 drag car. I can't wait to get to Drag City and race some of my friends. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button and hit the bell. That way you're up to date on all the new videos coming out. You can also join my Facebook group. That's the Ovalrc. We'll see you next time.